1 Chicago 2025 crossover episodes, ranked from worst to best. Now that the dust has settled, let's determine which episode topped the list. 1 Chicago went big in 2025. It had 6 years since the franchise brought all 3 of its titles together for a singular narrative event, but In the Trenches proved to be worth the wait. It was a delight to see the characters interact, and to save lives on a citywide scale that, frankly, they don't usually need to. Because there are 3 episodes and 3 shows with their specific narrative requirements, we decided to break down In the Trenches and determine which part of the story worked best and which fell short a bit. We like them all, but here's always going to be 1 hour chunk in a crossover that plays better than others. Here we go, from worst to best. 3. In the Trenches, Part II, Chicago PD. Sorry, Chicago PD. The procedural drama has taken some hits in the ratings department compared to the other 2 shows, and we are unfortunately piling on by placing PD's contribution at the bottom. It is not a bad episode by any means, but it does feel like diminishing returns. The reason, by and large, is because PD struggles to implement its officers into a plot that is largely focused around Chicago Fire and Chicago Med characters. There are a few exceptions, like Voight, Jason Begg, and Ruzick, Patrick John Pfluger, but newcomers like Torres, Benjamin Levy-Aguilar, were glorified background extras. They wrapped up a plot that didn't have a ton to do with. 2. In the Trenches, Part II, Chicago Med. Chicago Med were not central to the criminal investigation the way PD was, but they filled in so many of the crossover's most exciting gaps by saving lives. Dr. Lennox, Sarah Ramos, had a pretty notable and emotionally poignant confrontation with PD that challenged her ethical code. Then there was Dr. Archer, Stephen Weber, who was in the field and was forced to amputate a man's legs in one of the most grisly 1 Chicago scenes we've watched in a long time. The Med team did not have anybody put at risk or trout, but their impact was felt throughout all 3 hours. 1. In the Trenches, Part I, Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire had the benefit of kicking the whole crossover off. The first episode not only featured the initial explosion that brought all 3 shows together, but it included some of the most thrilling action we see. The shooting of Trudy Platt, Amy Morton, is a standout, as is the chase that leads the aforementioned Ruzick and Stella Kidd, Miranda Raymayo, to be trapped underground. We would not recommend watching any of these episodes in isolation, but if any were to come close to standing up on their own, it would be this one. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe My Fast Gossip 24 to our channel, and stay with us.